have the daddy issues where I'm willing to abandon you, the situation, and anything that we've created together, I'm willing to leave it, okay? And I have never believed a word you said. I just went with the flow. Those kind of daddy issues.
Welcome back to the Anthony Spade channel. Before we get started, I would not be talking about all women, even though it feels like it. And if it feels like I'm talking about you, you need to check yourself, because I only talk about bad women that do bad things to good guys, and I teach the good guys how to spot the bad women. You also got to understand, words only hurt whenever they're true.
Nigga, what?
If you're looking for the music to the intro and you want the link to the second channel, both are below in the description. All right, guys, today we're going to be talking about why women with daddy issues will always make being with her a nightmare. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because this is the typical girl that most guys are going to be drawn to, and this is the girl that most of you guys are going to get hurt by in most cases. If you stop and actually look at your relationships that you've been in your lifetime, majority of your pain from women have always came from a woman who did not have a father figure in her life. These type of girls are always full of a lot of energy. They're always good in bed. They keep the drama going. They're always hot and cold. So they keep enough entertainment to make a boring guy always look at her. But a guy with a lot of action in his life always looks at her as being untamable. What do I mean? The guy that has his life together and can understand the different type of women will only look at a woman like that as someone he could be with in the bed, and he will keep her in that category. But the guy who doesn't get women or doesn't understand women will always be the type of guy trying to tie her down and turn her into a woman that she does not know how to be. So today I'm going to be breaking down why women with daddy issues and no father in their life will always be a nightmare. Let's get to it. First, she would never trust a man. All right? And the reason why she'll never trust a man is because without a father being in her life, all she's done is just study other guys. Majority of the guys that she's going to study are going to be the guys that she'll attract to, which is typically the bad guy. So she's going to start living her life through bad men, and after being attracted to bad men, she's attracted to the disconnect that a bad man gives her. The fact that he don't call her that much. He doesn't show that he likes her. She resonates with that because that's the type of energy that she's getting from her father not being in her life. So once she goes through stages of just dating these type of guys right here and she get her heart broken, she's gonna think every single man is like that because those are the only type of guys that she's going to be attracted to. So to her, it's like, if all the guys that I'm attracted to are like that, then every man has to be like that. And it's the same thing with you guys. You're attracted to the wrong woman, so you assume all women are like that because that's the only type of woman that you're attracted to. So with this motion, she's gonna learn, I'm not gonna trust men whatsoever. Once she's developed a mindset where she doesn't trust men, then she's not going to be able to parabond, which means that she's not going to be able to fall in love, and every man that comes in her life would just be a useful tool. Why? Because she don't feel like she needs to invest emotion into him, but she just needs to get the most out of him that she can because she thinks that he's gonna do her wrong no matter what. Next, all of her potential relationships will always be short term. When it gets close to her wanting to like maybe tie down and get serious, she becomes very rebellious, which means that she comes up with anything trying to end the relationship. That's why I tell a lot of you guys, you're always an argument away, you're walking on eggshells, and you're always thinking that she's gonna leave you due to the simple fact she can't parabond. So most of her relationships are going to be short term. Most of the guys that you hear about that hurt her are going to be short term. The only type of guys that she's gonna actually stay with long term are gonna be the guys that treat her bad. But all the other guys, the beta males like you that come in and out, you won't get a year-long relationship. All your relationships are going to be short term because she's going to get to the point of the relationship where she's like, all right, I'm done with this relationship. Let me create an argument and let me get out. But you're going to notice all the guys that she was with the longest that scarred her were all the bad guys. So understand, if you're a good guy and you can't live up to the bad qualities, then you and her are only going to be short term. And the reason why you're short term is because she only needs you for confident boost. She needs you to give her the confidence to go out there so she could try to get an alpha male and do the same thing to him that she's doing to you. I tell a lot of these good guys, You need a good woman. You don't need a woman that excites you. The more boring your life is, the more you're going to be attracted to the wrong woman, because the wrong woman has enough energy to give you life. Next, she's going to be attractive to the most emotional introvert. What do I mean? A lot of you guys out here that get with these bad girls, before you got with the bad girls, you spent a lot of time by yourself. Most bad women love grabbing up an introvert that's never really been with a woman before, doesn't know how to act around a woman, because he's the easiest to manipulate. He is the easiest to actually keep next to her. Matter of fact, a lot of women to grab up these beta males and make the beta male give her a promise ring just so she can feel like she's somebody in a relationship, make him go out and buy her purses, make him go out and get her everything he wants. He's specifically there to do all the things in a relationship that she wants the alpha male to do, but she could single-handedly force the beta male introvert to do it. Why? Because he lacks street smarts. If you spend too much time in the house and inside of your room, you're not going to be able to recognize the game from a woman. That's why I tell a lot of you guys, you got to get out the house. You got to go mingle. You got to get to the gym. You got to get to the, you got to get out in public. You got to go do things. You got to go to events, go to festivals, go to some concerts, or go there. I ain't telling you to go to all those, but pick something to do that's going to allow you to learn women. Because a lot of you introverts that want to be in relationships, you just don't have the street smarts to do it. And a lot of these bad girls attract that type of guy because he's the easiest to manipulate and he's the easiest to get rid of, where she doesn't have no emotion to it. So he'll be very emotional, but she'll be emotionless because he's not recognizing the game. Next, she will almost never commit. All right? When I say she'll never commit, you would never be in a relationship with her. You would never be in a relationship with her where you actually feel comfortable being in the relationship. That's why I mean she'll never commit. You would be in your marriage trying to figure out if she loves you. You'll be in a close relationship trying to figure out if she loves you. If you're in a relationship and y'all been in a relationship long enough to where you're looking for some type of action from her and it's still, I don't know if she loves me or not, and I keep needing to prove myself, it's gonna always be that way with her. And the reason why it's gonna always be that way with her, because a man hasn't taught her what a relationship is. She wasn't able to see it. So if you try to force somebody to have an emotion that they never had before, they're gonna rebel against it. If this type of woman gets married, she's only getting married for the theme. She'll get married and be in a relationship for years at a time, and then it'll come to the point of relationship where she'll be like, all right, I'm about to get a divorce now. Why? Because I had to force myself to like a man that I didn't even love. You're gonna find these type of girls doing that. The end game for a woman with daddy issues will always be single. They will always have multiple kids by different dudes. By the time they're 40, you're gonna see a lot of these women alone. And if they are in a marriage, that marriage is rotten. Next, she can't handle conflict. The littlest thing with these type of women, the conflict is used for her to leave you. The conflict is used as a leverage for her to get away from you. You got to realize these type of girls are always looking to leave their relationship because they want to spread their wings. They think that they can do better. They think they can go out and manipulate another man over and over again, especially if they get in a relationship with a guy that they don't love. So understand, if you're in a relationship with these girls, they only need one thing to leave you. When they get to arguing, trust me, you're gonna always be the bad guy. She's always looking for a reason to leave you because she doesn't understand what a relationship is. One thing that guys have to understand about these women, they're very easy to deal with if you learn not to want to be with them. The guys that look at them and understand like, all right, this is just a one night stand thing. I'll never be with her. I'll never do this. It goes real easy for him. But the guy out there that looks at her like, girl, I'll treat you good. What you mean? You don't want to be with a guy like me that'll treat you good? What, you don't want to be with a guy like me that'll hold your hands and show affectionate? You don't want to be with a guy like me that can show you more than love? Y'all try to come up with all these terms to talk her into one of you when it boils down to this. I want the man that all the girls want, period. If you ain't that dude, you're gonna always be used. And when it comes to this type of woman, she's gonna always go for that guy because she recognizes his disconnect because she's getting it from her father. Understand, if a father hasn't been there to show her the ropes of what a man is, she's gonna always be in and out of relationships. She won't know how to commit because she doesn't know how to pair bond, and she's gonna mainly aim for introverts to play the fairy tale, but then when it comes to the alpha male, they'll just be one night stands. Next, this is probably the biggest thing you need to know, and I said it at the beginning. Most of her relationships with a beta male nice guy will be short term. You won't be man enough for her. You won't be dysfunctional enough for her. You won't be alpha enough for her. You will not be strong enough to treat her the tough and dominant way that she's seeking. So she's gonna use you for confidence boosters, and then she's gonna get rid of you. And I can guarantee you this, every guy that had the woman with daddy issues the longest was always the guy that did not like her at all and treated her bad. That simple. This is Anthony Spade. Hopefully you guys are able to get the message behind the video. Comment, like, subscribe to both of my channels. Hasta la vista.